Okay, let's dive in. Picture this. It's May 2025. You're deep in the Chhattisgarh forests. It smells, earthy, damp from recent rain. The whole forest floor just feels alive.
Yeah, that time of year. And there's this buzz, this activity everywhere.
Exactly. People moving, focused, searching through the undergrowth. They're looking for these Tendu leaves, small green leaves. They don't look like much.
But they're absolutely central, aren't they,
Yeah.
to this huge multi-crore industry.
Totally. It's all about beedi production across India, really.
And the leaf itself, it's from the Diospyros melanoxylon tree. Simple enough, but the process, yeah, well, it's meticulous.
It really is. Each leaf picked by hand, then dried carefully, bundled up.
And a standard bag, that's like 1,000 bundles, 50 leaves per bundle. The sheer scale of effort involved is...
Wow. Yeah, you start to get a sense of the human element, the economics tied up in just this one leaf.
They call it green gold locally, don't
They do, and it makes sense. Chhattisgarh is kind of the capital for this. Produces nearly 20% of India's total.
That's something like, what, 1.67 million standard bags a year? Huge numbers.
Huge! And you have to think about what that means for people's livelihoods there.
Well, yeah, the collection season itself, late April to mid-June,
Yeah.
it's more than just a job, isn't it? It's woven into the fabric of the place.
Definitely. Over 1.4 million collectors involved, mostly from tribal communities.
And for many families, this is absolutely vital income. It's not just pocket money. It's essential.
Right. And there's this body, the Chhattisgarh State Minor Forest Produce Cooperative Federation. Their job is basically to ensure the collectors get a fair price.
And they seem to be doing that, on paper at least. This year, 2025, they paid out over 942 crore rupees.
Which is what, nearly a 19% jump from last year? That's significant.
It really shows the economic weight for these communities.
But that high price, that support, it kind of creates its own problem, doesn't it?
It does. That higher price in Chhattisgarh, about IRS 4,000 a bag, that's become a massive magnet.
Right, because you look next door, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand.
They're paying way less. Like RS 1,800 in UP, maybe RS 8,680 in Jharkhand.
So the difference is huge, more than double. It basically screams, smuggle me.
Exactly. It's become this leaf smuggling bonanza almost.
Yeah.
The economic pull is just too strong for some people to resist.
We saw that recent case, didn't we, in Balrampur?
Yeah, the Forest Department caught, what, 8 people?
With thousands of bundles, 7,200 bundles, apparently.
And traced back to UP and Jharkhand. It just perfectly illustrates the problem, this illicit flow across borders.
You can almost picture it, right? People moving leaves at night, trying to avoid checkpoints.
And the motivation is just pure profit. Buy low over there, sell high in Chhattisgarh.
Which, of course, potentially messes things up for the local collectors in Chhattisgarh and hits the state's revenue.
And this isn't exactly new, is it? We've heard about this cross-border stuff for a while now, especially from those states with lower prices.
Yeah, Chhattisgarh's high price has been a known factor for some time.
Makes you wonder about the networks involved, too. Is it just individuals, or is it more, organized?
Yeah. Could there be some, insider help smoothing the way? It's hard not to speculate.
And that, unfortunately, leads us right into the other big shadow hanging over this trade: corruption inside the system itself.
Yeah, that's the really troubling part. When the money meant for the collectors just disappears.
Like that case from April 2025, the arrest of Ashok Kumar Patel, an Indian Forest Service officer.
Right, the former DFO in Sukma, the EOWACB picked him up.
And the allegation is just staggering, siphoning off 7 crore rupees.
7 crore. That was supposed to be bonus money for the collectors, wasn't it?
That's the allegation, that he colluded with local forest committees, other officials, and that it stretched back to 2021-2022.
It's deeply concerning. It completely breaks the trust, between the authorities and the people doing the actual hard work.
He's been suspended, of course, and there's a full investigation ongoing.
But it taps into older complaints, doesn't it? Collectors have talked about issues for years.
Oh, absolutely. Undercounting leaves, late payments, dealing with shady contractors. These aren't news stories, sadly.
I remember that quote from Gangaram Paikra, the tribal activist, back in 2018.
Yeah, about collectors feeling fooled in the name of bonuses. It really captures that sense of distrust that can build up.
It just shows how complex managing this whole thing is. So many places where things can, go wrong.
Which highlights the absolute need for, watertight oversight and transparency.
Definitely. But let's pull back from the problems for a sec. We need to remember why these leaves matter so much in the first place.
Good point. Because for over 1.3 million tribal families in Chhattisgarh, this isn't just abstract economics.
No, it's a lifeline.
Exactly. And that higher price the state set back in 2018, the Rs 4,000, it genuinely has made a difference.
People can afford school books, healthcare,
Yeah.
basic necessities. You can see the impact.
It's a direct investment in people's lives, and the knock-on effects for the regional economy are massive, too.
Think about 2024, 1.55 million standard bags collected, generating what, over 942 crore rupees?
That money circulates. It supports the beady industry, other businesses. It's a whole ecosystem.
And there's the environmental side, too.
Right. Because done properly, traditional collection is actually sustainable. You just pluck the mature leaves.
The trees recover, they regrow. It doesn't have to be damaging.
But the pressure from smuggling, from potential corruption, that could lead to bad practices, couldn't it? Over-harvesting, maybe?
Yeah, it puts the sustainability at risk. Which brings us back to the smuggling mechanics. How does it actually, work?
Well, it seems to start with collectors in UP or Jharkhand getting paid less. Then middlemen step in,
Organizing transport, getting it across the border.
which might involve bribes at checkpoints, looking the other way.
And then the tricky part, mixing the smuggled leaves with the legal Chhattisgarh stock to hide where they came from.
Exactly. Makes it really hard to trace. And the forests are vast, the borders are porous. It's a huge challenge for enforcement.
The Forest Department, they are trying, though, right? More checkpoints, raids.
Oh yeah, they're definitely stepping up efforts, making arrests. But stopping the flow completely, that's incredibly difficult.
And the state government, they know what's at stake. Chief Minister Vishnu Deosai has talked about the importance of Tendu collection.
And the Federation is right there on the front lines, trying to manage it, trying to fight the illegal stuff. That big payout in 2023, over 500 crore, shows the commitment.
So they're increasing patrols, maybe looking at tech solutions, like tracking shipments.
Seems like they're exploring options.
Mm.
And, well, arresting an officer like Patel, whatever the final verdict, sends a message about corruption.
But it's still this paradox, isn't it? The high price designed to help collectors is the very thing causing the smuggling problem.
It's a classic catch-22. What do? Lower the price and hurt your own people? Or just keep trying to enforce the border and hope for cooperation from neighbors?
No easy answers there. And we need to listen to the collectors, too.
Absolutely. Like Manohar Bagal from Kanker. He said the high price is good, sure, but fewer collection days. That can actually cut their earnings.
And the undercounting issue just won't go away for many.
Right. Plus, you get situations like that village, Dadameta, in Kanker.
Oh, yeah, trying to sell on the open market themselves. For potentially much higher prices, like Rs 8,000 a bag.
But that comes with its own legal risks, apparently. Shows the tension within the regulated system.
Meanwhile, prices in UP and Jharkhand, they're just staying low. Around Rs 1,800, Rs 1,680.
Pretty much haven't changed significantly.
Mm.
And if enforcement is weaker there, well, it just keeps fueling the smuggling into Chhattisgarh.
It really feeds into that whole bigger picture of tribal empowerment, economic justice.
Totally. Getting fair pay for this hard work, it's fundamental to improving lives.
So wrapping this up, the Tendu leaf situation in Chhattisgarh, it's incredibly complex.
Yeah, it's this mix, isn't it? Hope, real economic activity, but also these persistent shadows of smuggling and corruption.
Feel like a high-stakes chess game, almost.
It really does, and the outcome matters enormously to so many people.
You got it. These leaves, they're not just a commodity. For hundreds of thousands of families, they are genuinely a lifeline. The system has to work for them.
Makes you really stop and think about the journey of one of those leaves, and all the lives tangled up with it. The hopes, the struggles, all tied to this little piece of green.